How's it going, folks? Welcome to L2PS2 episode 10 here on the official twitch.tv/PlanetSide2 channel. Tonight we are going to be playing TR, since I owe you some of that. I don't think we played very little TR over the past couple episodes. Not by choice, just that's how it happened. So I said I was going to be playing TR exclusively tonight for what that's worth. If you are interested, episode 2, 3, and 4, they're on my YouTube channel. They'll be on the PlanetSide YouTube at some point. You can find them at a few different places on the internet. They are specific NC Edition, TR Edition, VS Edition episodes that I've done in the past. Mostly going forward, I kind of switch around, but I did say that I was going to be doing TR tonight, so that we are. If you are unfamiliar with me or the show, my name is ItZMuRdA. I've been playing PlanetSide since the original beta of PlanetSide 1 back in 2003. It's my favorite game series of all time. We're actually coming up on an anniversary here next month, 2 year for PlanetSide 2. As well as the 11.5-year anniversary of PlanetSide 1 on the same day. Anywho, the show L2PS2 is really rooted in the fact that I'm primarily an infantry player. As you can tell, I have 4 BR100 characters. I've been playing a lot across all 3 empires. I'd like to think that I can hopefully give good advice and feedback, especially to new players. As far as answering questions in chat, there's kind of a ongoing casual Q&A throughout the entire show here. I've got one whole monitor dedicated to the Twitch chat over at the PlanetSide 2 channel. And at the same time, I'll just try to give you a little bit of a play-by-play, a little bit of a in-depth analysis into what I'm doing, the decisions that I'm making, my thought process, why I'm choosing certain loadouts or to spawn at certain bases, things like that. So without further ado, logging into TR here. It is still the Halloween event for another month or so. Just under a month. November 9th it ends. It's October 13th right now. So that is going on. I'm not going to be doing any pumpkin shenanigans. I actually think there's just a normal Indar alert going on at the moment anyway. But I will be looking for, or at least prioritizing, killing people wearing Halloween masks, as that is one of the other parts of the Halloween directives that has escaped me on a nightly basis. My TR character is kind of, just partway through the directive. My NC character is really the one that has all the progress. So I've got plenty of masks to kill here. So we'll see what we can do in that regard. I might be trying to knife some folks as well for Boogeyman. That's a pretty easy one. You'll notice here, since I explain every single episode, my unique choice of colors for empires. I go with gray for my friendlies and 2 different shades of red to differentiate on the map for my enemies. And then that ends up looking like this. Everybody wonders why my map looks so odd or different than yours or most people. And that's really just, it's a personal preference for identifying friendly and foe when I'm playing the different empires. It's not a matter of, oh, am I on NC this time or am I on VS? Or it's just grays are friendlies, reds are enemies. You might find that helpful if you play multiple empires as well, but for what that's worth. If you are interested in pursuing Halloween directives or otherwise, you're going to want to, at least in my loadouts that I am, you're going to want a mask of some sort equipped so get yourself credit for Trick or Treat, the Shanker, Boogeyman directive, and the Mass Murder directive. You might want a candy cannon on hand, and you're going to want the Shanker and your knife slot. We also have these super awesome, actually still have seed hunters in this loadout, super awesome decals. Whoa. Why does it have a mind of its own scrolling by itself? How bizarre is that? Anyway, we managed to select it. I don't know why it's still scrolling. That's a little frightening. I guess it's spooky. Look at that. Anyway, super awesome ItZMuRdA decal that SOE has been gracious enough to put in the game for me and the other streamers. I will be giving away one of those codes for one tonight here on the stream, and I often give out codes on my stream as well, so keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be working with Team SOE Play It Forward for the upcoming Extra Life marathon on October 25th. I'll be streaming part of that, and I'm going to try to work out some donation levels for folks who want to donate to charity, where I can also give out codes for polar bear decals, in addition to giving them out here on the stream, as well as giving them out to my Twitch mods and Twitch subscribers over on my stream. So lots of opportunities to get your hands on one as well. They're super awesome. I'm pretty pumped about that. Yes, Saren, or Sereno, that is often the assumption, so I feel the need to explain it each time. There was a guy with a mask on there. Usually the flaming skulls are the easiest ones to see. Did not quite get the kill though. Ideally I want to try to get the kill with the candy cannon itself, since that's the harder one to come by for sure. At least if you're on the last tier where you need 5 of the 6 directives. For this tier, maybe not super important. BB faces are in chat. I like that. Best cat on the internet. So creature, what are you referring to in particular? You're referring to the show or Halloween or otherwise? Oh yeah, as of last week's episode, if you I'm not sure if you tuned in there or not. I've got some new giveaways. First and foremost, my polar bear decal, the thing that you see in the top right-hand corner of the screen right now, the actual polar bear logo. That's an actual physical decal in game now that I give away at least once a week, as well as in additional giveaways and to my subscribers and stuff like that. And I also have codes for the NS11CP, the platinum version of the NS11C carbine. I'll be giving away one of those each week till I run out of them also. So over the next 50 minutes or so, you'll see 2 codes pop up in the bottom of the chat, one for the NS11CP and one for the polar bear decal. But there'll be plenty of opportunities to win them elsewhere as well. Every week you're gonna ask that, Josk? I like that. I like it. And every week I'm not gonna answer, and it's not because I don't like you, it's because I know better. We're friends, in case you didn't know. So I'm running light assault at the moment. I know I did also say 2 weeks ago that I would try to play more the other classes, because in reality I do play all 6 infantry classes, but light assault is my favorite and probably the one that I play the most. But it just depends on the situation that I'm in. As far as what class I'm playing at any given moment, but I will try to switch around. At the moment, I'm running light assault with the track shot. Got myself should have gotten to some cover there before I engaged a whole bunch of different targets, which was the directive carbine. I'm actually going to grab my carve loadout and I'll Halloweenize it real quick with the 3 essentials. I don't know why this is scrolling. Bizarre. So running the T9 Carve, the default heavy assault LMG, one of the probably most popular and powerful weapons of the default set. You can do something really simple like throw a quick 5-cert scope and a 100-cert forward grip on it, and pretty much have an ideal loadout for it in terms of attachments. Pretty cost effective. The gun is free, and the attachments that are recommended, at least in my opinion, are fairly inexpensive. And you could do fine without the forward grip too if you needed to. Yeah. Play infill, you say? I could potentially do that. Been running with the Shuriken. I already. Oh, good. This loadout is already Halloweenized. This is the Directive SMG Darts are unfortunately semi-broken still at the moment. They work for all intents and purposes, but they don't actually blink on the map, which makes them a little frustrating to know when it's up or when it's down or where exactly it landed from the user end. Motion sensors are working just fine though, but if you prefer darts, you can still get away with using them. Another pumpkinhead. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on with the color of my shirt, first of all. But I don't really think that there's Empire favoritism. I mean, looking at a AAA title with developers that have been in the business forever, I don't think any of that. Certainly not intended, but I don't really think so. Higby plays all three Empires pretty consistently as a creative director, and there's a handful of individual designers or whatever that may favor a certain Empire, but I don't think that bleeds over into the game decisions. Having played all of them myself, I'm pretty comfortable with each. I don't feel inherently weak or powerful on either or any. Oh, I do need the boogeyman kills. I might try a little extra hard for knife kills at the moment. There's an easy mask kill. I gotta adjust myself. I've got my phone on my mouse pad and I just keep slamming my mouse into things. I do play on extremely low, there we go. Extremely low sensitivity, if you've noticed, with this extra large mouse pad and so on and so forth over here on my end. So when things aren't just right on my desk or otherwise, it's noticeable. I play on 400 DPI and 0.1 in-game mouse sensitivity, which translates into foolishly low settings, for what that's worth. I do like and recommend low sensitivity. I don't know that I quite recommend it being that low. It's just something I've played with for a while. For many years over many different games. So I've become very comfortable with it. But it does admittedly get me into some sticky situations, depending. That lightning's kind of an issue. So a couple free boogeyman kills, maybe? Oh, maybe not. So if you are looking to even maybe get some of the lower tier Halloween directives done, Leatherface, admittedly the easiest if you're willing to spend station cash, but even if you're not, with some of the lesser expensive masks for 25 seeds, still an easier one to get. But of the ones where you actually have to do stuff or kill stuff, I'd say Boogeyman's going to be your best bet. To just have a mask and a slasher equipped and knife people. That's all you need to do. Any target will do. After that, after the recent hotfix, I'd say the smashing space pumpkins is going to be the next easiest to actually go out and find pumpkins during a pumpkin hunt alert. Admittedly, a bit of RNG there since you need the alert to happen, but it is what it is. And then from there, you get to the three most challenging. Hard to say which would be easier. The Recto Lantern for the Galacto Lantern kills is completely RNG based. You can get that in a matter of one alert, or it can take you days and days and days with poor luck on your side. So that one's a little bit harder to rely on. It's more of a, if you're trying for them and you happen to come across it, good for you. You get to maybe skip something else. And then Mass Murder and Trick or Treat, they seem to both progress somewhat equally for me, in my experience. Just since Mass Murder requires 6 times as many kills as Trick or Treat does. That guy, I believe, has a mask on. So take that for what it's worth. If you wanted to go, try hard mode and only get kills with the candy cannon on people that have masks, you could run it with like a sniper rifle in your primary, for instance, and try to, you know, injure them first and then switch to your sidearm, and you'd probably be able to come by the trick-or-treat kills faster than the mass murder kills doing that. But in general, you're gonna just probably progress mass murder faster. Yeah, and what Josh said, I believe Burness does favor TR, and he is still a, you know, active dev. And yeah, Wizenhunt and Malorn previously were the big TR proponents, but neither are working on PlanetSide 2 anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm using the Shuriken at the moment, which is the alternate version of the SMG-46 Armistice. It's TR SMG. This is the directive reward for getting our Axiom medal with 4 SMGs, but very similar to the Armistice. I tend to actually favor VS and NC SMGs if I'm honest, but TR SMGs will still get the job done. You might be interested in like an SOAS-20, the automatic scout rifle. Will often do the job even better if you're looking into like mid-range or whatnot as a TR infill option. I do run that quite a lot. So the directive weapons, yeah, I mean, it depends on which one, but they're certainly good. Worth it is totally up to you. You know, that's questionable depending on your definition of whatnot. I think that they're worth getting because I'm somebody who tries to use a lot of different weapons anyway, and Araxium a bunch of different weapons, so it's kind of just like icing on the cake for me to have you know, some extra rewards. The SMGs are probably my favorite of the directive weapons, but the carbines and the LMGs are also pretty decent. You know, they're worth the alternative, if you will. I don't play a lot of medic, but I've heard that the assault rifles are still lacking in some cases. The scout rifle / battle rifle reward being a battle rifle is kind of detrimental, since the majority of scout / battle rifles are scout rifles, and you can't even use it on an infiltrator if you do complete it. That's a little wonky. I kind of wish they would just merge the scout and battle rifle weapon classes together. The shotgun's kind of bleh, you know. I don't know that it offers anything that's really worth using over the alternatives, but that doesn't mean it's terrible. But they kind of often, you know, will just offer alternatives to what you already have. Like the SMGs are not as good as the existing SMGs in like the close quarters hip fire 10 to 15 meter range, you know, sort of thing or situation or scenario. But they offer an alternative that kind of blends the best of SMGs and scout rifles into one weapon and allows you to be a little bit more effective at mid-range while still having that close quarter stopping power. So that's pretty cool. I haven't used the sniper rifles myself to know off the top of my head. Somebody in chat might have a better idea. I don't mind sniping, but I don't do it enough to Araxium 5 different sniper rifles, so I don't have those yet. Somebody in chat might have a better take on that. But I've always kind of had reasonable success with any sniper rifle that I was using. I didn't notice that I was severely under or overperforming, if overperforming is even a thing, with any of them. There's a max directly above me. Something I preach each episode too is minimap awareness. I think that probably the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things I could advise to new players, is just to make sure you're using your minimap and you have keys bound to expand and zoom it in and zoom it out is even better, because that puts you, a step ahead of most enemies that aren't using it, and kind of get the jump on people, and know what your surroundings look like before you actually are in line of sight of them. You also saw me switch bases there from ItZMuRDA over to Echo Valley. So I do try to consistently look at the map pretty much every time I die, if not even more than that. Did that guy just get hit by a rocket? No, not enough. To see if there's a better, quote-unquote, better fight. I'm usually looking for, mid-sized defensive fights where we're slightly outnumbered by the attackers as my ideal sort of fight. So the numbers, that guy has a pumpkin on. The numbers on Echo Valley looked enticing to me. So I jumped on over here. There was a resonate that went through the wall there, so I was prepping to knife that guy as soon as he popped up. Need those headshots to beat the heavy. I keep seeing some guy, must be on the roof, just thought he was in that corner. So yeah, I mean, I think even though it was only there for a minute, there wasn't a chance that we were going to push it back. I ended up doing better, getting more EXP and more certs and more kills and more, whatever it is that you might value. I know a lot of new players are often looking for whatever gets them the most certs in the shortest amount of time. So take that for what it's worth. At the moment, I'm just looking. Alerted continents often will get you more EXP, but at the same time, that's where a lot of people go. So you might end up with really heavy Zerg fights with hundreds of people, and it might actually end up getting you less EXP and less kills because of that. So it's just something you got to factor in. West Highlands looks okay. There's probably going to be a queue to hop into Indar. Keep in mind you can spawn directly into any warp gate from any redeploy or death screen. It'll just actually plop you in the queue if the continent is full, which it did there. And there's not really an easy indicator, unfortunately, unless you don't suppress the queue, which is in here somewhere, I believe. I had warp continent confirmation that might also do it. But you can trust that it added you to the queue, and then it'll pop up with a notification when it's ready. Speaking of sniping, wondering if I can quickly toss that on here. I wonder what this is. Play slot machines here with the ability to pick things. It's like scrolling is stuck or something. So yeah, the queue is up now, so I'm gonna just go ahead and pop into there. Hey, Earthman, no problem, man. Thanks for stopping by. Major Storm, I don't actually know the answer to that question. I'm somebody who does things, for lack of a better way of putting it, that will yield kill streaks. Not all that often. I don't do a lot of sniping. I don't use a lot of vehicles. I don't even use a lot of max suits. So I know that there were times where I had over 100, 100 some odd, hundreds of kills without dying. Notably, back before X vehicle was nerfed, like Viper Lightning or Zoe Max or something like that. I just don't know exact numbers off the top of my head. I tend to be a very aggressive Rambo-style player. That guy has a mask on, so I was going for the candy cannon kill. I should have just killed him. So stats-wise, my stats are better in the kill per minute, score per minute sort of category, as opposed to kill death ratio and anything else that may lend itself towards more of a kill streak, if you will. Another mass wear over there. But yeah, I mean, as Joss put it too, before a Fury Flash got nerfed, there would be a few times that I would just run out of ammo, just farming tons of infantry, and then go back and get more ammo. So it's possible that could be it. But I don't know. I'm not somebody who fixates on stats too much. I think they're a good measurement of always trying to improve, and to that end, I kind of try to, always be mindful of my own average stats, if you will, like where my KD, where my score per minute, where my X, Y, and Z stats are at, and always just trying to either, keep that at par, if not increase it further. And I think that's, a good way of not getting your head wrapped up in it too much, but also still forcing yourself to always try to be a better player, strive to do better each time than you did the last time. So that's kind of what I try to do stats-wise, but I'm not too wrapped up in, oh, my accuracy has to be 40%, I have to get, 250 kill streaks, I have to, do X, Y, Z. I just try to always be improving as a player. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, no problem, Major. So my normal stream is over at ItZMuRdA.com, or my name in chat there, ItZMuRdA_TV is my Twitch name. Wow. Always fun when the spawn room can get hit by a tank. Yeah, that might be time to leave this base if I know what's good for me. That's what I was kind of saying, like, when it gets to be 96 plus, 96 plus, you're just asking for trouble. Not always, but in a lot of times. So even though it's an alerted continent, you're getting 20% more XP, you might not be getting enough kills or otherwise to actually benefit you by being on the alerted continent. But yeah, anyway, what I was going to say is my normal stream is very similar to this. I probably take longer breaths in between each thing that I say, but it is very similar, and I try to always answer questions and be as helpful as I can to all of you guys. But I do stream nightly here, or weekly here, Monday nights, 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern, on the official PlanetSide 2 channel as well. And Tuesday through Saturdays, I usually try to stream in the evenings after work on my channel. So feel free to check that out. I do appreciate the support if you are enjoying yourself. And please let me know, what questions you have, or if there's anything I can do to help out. I wanted to try to get some... I'm pretty sure I just landed that sticky nade on the back of that friendly's head. No, maybe not. I was going to say I was going to try to get some sticky nades off since there's so many of them. But, I don't know. Hey, Blaine.
Show me what you're made
of. Shouldn't be buffering much, if you're talking about this. Looks like we're full speed ahead on my end as far as I can tell. Although, problem is, well, that was probably a bad time to do that. It's so warm in here that I cannot even see what I'm doing. So I don't know that the sticky nade is going to work too well here. I need to kind of have them crammed in a little bit more. Trying to get some around the point over there. And we're starting to push TR in there now. Well, we got somebody that may have run back in there, because that was a 4. Let's see what else we can get in there with the one other one we have left. Well, there's another few kills. Yeah, I hear you, Creature. I tend to work a lot Tuesday through Saturday as well, so I usually get to stream for about, on average, 2 hours a night after work over on my channel, and then the hour on Mondays over here. But I'm happy to help any way that I can. You can keep up with me on Twitter or YouTube or whatever your favorite social media site might be. And I'll always try to answer questions there and whatnot. So I mean, this I guess is serving as a pretty good example of exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about going to alerted continents before. Like, I'm really just, everybody's just kind of getting farmed right now. It's like you get up, you're dying to grenades and lashers and vehicles, and even though it's 20% more EXP, you're not really benefiting from it. So that's why I usually try to stick with the medium-sized fights as best I can, and to an extent even avoid alerted continents if all it means is that the fights are going to look like this, because like I'm not even really getting to see enemies most of this time before I'm dying to explosions of every variety. So I'm just kind of joining in on the grenade and explosive spam at the moment, but not really doing anything too compelling otherwise. It's just, I'm pretty sure that clipped that guy and he ran back in with it. So anyway, Series Hydroponics is probably a very similar situation, 96 plus on both sides. I'd much rather be on Esamir or Amarish if there's anything going on here now. the ItZMuRDA and Matherson's Triumph bases, we have the dominant pop there. I'd rather see the attacker have the dominant pop, but it might still be more efficient than here. Waterston's Redemption, smaller fight, but we're outnumbered a little bit, so I'm going to hop in there. I'm not going to play a different faction tonight, Captain. Tonight is the TR show for now, because I didn't play TR the past 2 shows, so I told everybody I would play them tonight. So, apologies if you'd rather see me playing NC or VS. As you know, I know you've been in my stream. I tend to play all 3 empires there, and I will certainly go back to playing all 3 on this stream next week as well. Well, that's a shotgun that we don't want any parts of. Oftentimes when I go to a new base, I'll spawn in as light assault first, just to kind of get a feel for where everybody's at in the base. The Octagon, or Waterston's Redemption, whatever you want to call it, is probably especially good for light assault, so I may stay at this base for the time being. For what that's worth, you've got some people in B. Oh great, a max. That's not what we wanted at all. Let's try to get back on this roof so the max can't get me. Try to use some cover here for the guys over at B. When you have the high ground, whether you're playing light assault or anything for that matter, you have the advantage, even when there's no traditional cover around you at all, you have the advantage of, I hope that guy doesn't snipe me, utilizing, just kind of moving forward and backward as a means of cover, since the foreground in front of you of whatever that elevated piece of terrain that you're on is will also act as a line of sight and or bullet deterrent from somebody who's shooting below you. So I think that's kind of a fairly simple yet underutilized concept. A lot of times people will just like run up right to the edge of something and just like be looking for enemies to shoot. Meanwhile, you're exposing your entire body. Whereas if you kind of just inched up on them and inched back as need be, you instead just provide yourself with some more cover that you otherwise wouldn't have. If you are interested in the Force Recon directive, that's one where deployable destruction matters a lot. Maybe you're the type of person that kills everything you see anyway, but I know I used to not be. I used to not kill spawn beacons. I used to let people spawn into them. And I used to not at least prioritize the killing of motion sensors or regen fields either. But that's a directive thing that if you tried to get say 300 deployable destructions at the last minute, that would take you a really long time. So little things like that you can benefit from doing gradually, for sure. I don't have much ammo here, but another perk of light assault at this base would be getting up here above all these guys that still expect me to be over there. It's another benefit to the somewhat aggressive, faster-paced playstyle that I have as well. I got people on both sides of me, but a lot of the times people will be very conservative. So like I made my presence known at that gap there. I was the only TR there, holding off a few different VS. They still expected me to be there, and then I was able to go up and shoot them in the back, or shoot them from above, while they were still looking for me ahead. So if you act quick enough and you're not just always running back to cover and stuff like that, you can take advantage of opportunities like that just by simply acting faster than your opponents. You'll also see the benefits here of a 25 to 48 versus 25 to 48 style fight, as opposed to the 96 plus we were just going through. This is certainly much more my speed. You're getting EXP just as, if not faster. It's more enjoyable. You have a time to breathe before getting blown up by explosions. So take that for what it's worth. Some people just love hundreds and hundreds of people fighting together, and that's totally fine. But as far as my take on it, this is my preference. So yeah, you can fit the underbarrel grenade launcher on a few different weapons for TR, or for any Empire for that matter, but since you asked for TR... Oh boy, that's bad. Had both angles covered. You just have to assert it. Like for instance, there is... I don't know if I have it in a loadout anymore here or not. since it did get nerfed, admittedly. And I don't know that I would even completely suggest using it, but if you did want to, Track 5S is the TR version, and just under rail you would cert underbarrel grenade launcher, or just grenade launcher for 100 certs, and be able to throw that on there. So that would be the carbine for TR that does it for light assault and engineer, and there is an assault rifle that does it, and it's the T1S. I don't have it unlocked, but this is what it would look like. There isn't a shotgun for infill or light assault, or a, let's try that again. There isn't a underbarrel grenade launcher for infill or heavy assault. I'm actually going to spawn here. This is what I do a lot of the times when at this specific base, and just grab, when they're kind of pushed over to the eastern side, or rather the western side, just grab a flash and run around. Come up behind him a little bit. This is definitely the vehicle that I use most, if that says anything. And I love the new changes to its stability and handling. Got a shotgun attachment on it at the moment. I'll just graze those guys, unfortunately. Was that a tank mine that blew up all of us? I'm pretty sure it was. Oh, that's funny. I can do it again. So I'm gonna throw a code in chat here for the NS11 CP carbine. This is it right here. I don't know what the hell I did with my logo, or yeah, with my loadouts. Previously only available from the Recruit Rewards program, now also available via giveaways. And I'm going to put that code in chat momentarily. You're just going to scroll along the, or not in chat, but in the actual stream, it's going to scroll along the bottom, and you'd have to enter it manually into redeem a code in-game or on the Planetide 2 website. Saw that guy getting his rocket launcher out, and I still thought that I was going to be able to do that faster. That was a pretty poor performance. Anyway, their Sunder is dead, so I'm looking for a new fight. BL4 is probably gone, but I will spawn into there anyway, take a look at it. I can actually spawn with the CP, not that I think this is a great place to spawn with it, just to demo it as I go ahead and turn it on in chat here for you guys. So I'll be giving away one of those each week, along with one polar bear decal each week on this show, Monday nights at 9:30 Eastern. Oh, crafty. Did I just get shot in the back? Oh, I did. Okay, there was two of them. The Overlook Hotel. Some of these temporary Halloween names for bases. I don't typically attack bases. I feel like a Dos Equis commercial at the moment, but when I do, I prefer there to be a Sunder close by, so that, you know, that's really the benefit, the hard spawn of the defensive fights. So you want the Sunderer close by, so that you're not really wallowing away in, you know, running a million miles to get to the enemies. You want to be able to spawn and then within the very reasonable near future be in combat with folks. So I don't really have too much against attacking, as long as the Sunder replacement is good and the fight is good. You'll notice that my approach is very different than some. I don't really prioritize or give a whole lot of weight to capturing bases or holding bases or anything at all like that. That was a scary rocket primary. Instead, I'm just trying to have fun first and foremost, and to always be improving, whether that's gaining kills, certs, EXP, or otherwise. Whatever I can do to further that mission is where I'm at. I'm not, you know, the type that's, oh, my empire must capture the most territory. And again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just, you know, want to kind of give you a heads up especially if you're unfamiliar with me or my streams, kind of what you'll see here. Whereas other streamers, you might see, Sardis comes to mind, outfit leader of TRG, one of the most notable outfits in the game. They're going to be fighting, to capture bases, to hold bases, for the glory of the TR, and so on and so forth. And that's totally cool too. It's just kind of a different approach on my end, both as far as what I enjoy and what I might be doing on any given day, in terms of earning EXP and whatnot. But that also goes to show, just how great PlanetSide is that you can play it in all these different ways and find enjoyment, whether you're playing by yourself. If you watch Kudo Chop's Art of Solo show on Tuesdays, that's kind of his gig, which is the extreme opposite of Sardis's. But take that for what it's worth. Sardis's show is Wednesday night, by the way. I will put the stream schedule up afterwards. Oh god, conk. No, not gonna happen. But there's plenty of ways to play. It's a lot of fun regardless of what your preference is. And there's really kind of something for everybody. Be it in the various classes and vehicles, or even just in, whether you're playing solo, whether you're playing with an outfit, whether you're capturing and defending bases, or you're just going for kills. So I'm still running with NS11CP at the moment, just to give you a example of what the gun is like if you've never used it before. You can get a carbon copy of it just in normal, brown color in the depot, but the platinum one is exclusive to the giveaways and the Recruit Rewards program. If you're unfamiliar with Recruit Rewards, you can sign up at recruit.soe.com. Get your own unique recruit code to give to other people who are creating a new account or who are logging into an inactive account after 6 months or more of inactivity, and earn yourself some free stuff and earn them some free stuff. So definitely check it out if you haven't. Likewise, if you're new to the game or haven't started playing it, you can get those codes from existing players and get yourself some free stuff to start out with, as well as help out the person who recruited you. And this is kind of what I was talking about earlier with the providing cover even when there isn't any. I'm fighting from back here as opposed to up here, because then those guys in that window could have easy shots at me. If I inch back here, he has a much harder time hitting me just because of, the less amount of character that is exposed to him. Much in the same way that this guy's using that cover. I just don't have that cover to use, so other than maybe back here when I'm healing up and reloading, so I'm kind of doing a makeshift creation of that cover. I only have 12 bullets left. I don't know if I can really tango with him much more. No. Not now, at least. I should probably go back and get some ammo. But we're YOLOing it with a pistol at the moment. And no, unfortunately the codes are first come, first serve, just as is the nature of SOE codes by and large. The good thing is SOE is very generous and often supplies the streamers with new codes to make sure that we have stuff for each episode. So you'll see more and more of those each week. And I still have a polar bear decal code to give out that I haven't yet, that'll be given out in the next 15 minutes here. Oh, stuttered on that too much. So that'll typically get used up pretty quick when it goes out. But I've been doing at least 2 giveaways every week here Monday night, plus giveaways on my own channels, plus the ability for you guys to subscribe to my channel and get yourself a free decal as part of that, kind of incentive, and to say thank you for supporting my channel. Plus, like I said, I'm going to be working with Team SOE and Play It Forward for Extra Life benefit charity at the end of the month. So there will be some additional opportunities and incentives there for you to not only support charity first and foremost, but also get a little something extra for doing so. And I'm going to try to sync up polar bear decal codes with my part of that. Yeah, I on my channel over at ItZMuRdA.com, if you scroll down, you can see all of my my PC specs. I have two, one dedicated to gaming, much like all of you would have, and then one dedicated to streaming to offload that performance hit. Yeah, no, my FPS will drop probably as low as 60, depending on how long I've been playing for and the size of the fight and whatever. But I try to keep that my minimum and try to stay above there, which is what I've tweaked my settings based on and whatnot. And I think I found a pretty decently balanced graphic settings or setup, if you will, that I think looks good. And still will run my game pretty much at a constant 60 plus FPS, mostly on the order of like 70 to 90 in most fights. I can link that in chat as well. For anybody who's interested in what my my settings look like. Go ahead and I was gonna I don't know if that guy was like AFK or what, I was gonna try to get over there and knife him, but then he started shooting back. What I might actually try to do, am I really like getting hit? Wall turret. Oh my god, those are the things that frustrate me more than anything. Not just wall turrets in general, but like people fighting with explosive weaponry and/or vehicles from like bases that aren't even at the base that you're at, and actually, being effective with it. But I digress. Jesus. Looks like we're probably gonna push on that Sunder and blow it up real soon if it isn't already. Oh, it is already. The Galaxy's got to get out of here too. That looked like that was spawning a lot of people in. Unfortunately, the track shot is not. Jesus, man. Is not the best ranged weapon. You really have to burst it at this sort of range. Something like the T5 AMC or the Cougar would be significantly better for a TR carbine at that range. But I got what I got. Hey, Paro. Using minimap again here. There's somebody up ahead, but I don't want to get in line of sight of. That guy just walks right in front of me. I don't want to get in line of sight of that tank. It looks like they still are in the southern portion of this base, since Traverse is kind of unique. I'm going to grab some ammo first before I pop on down there. 10 minutes or so on the show. Boy, that time flies. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that code in chat for the polar bear decal giveaway. Keep in mind, if you don't win, I'm gonna have codes. Probably these two giveaways, these two items for the next 2 months or so, I would say. I have enough codes to give away on each show, and the polar bear decal, kind of almost indefinitely. I hope to keep giving away every stream, but I probably got another 2 months of shows worth of NS11 CPs in me as well. But with regard to the polar bear decal in particular, I will be giving that away on my stream, and probably even like my Twitter and other social media channels as well. As I had mentioned, all moderators and subscribers of my channel on Twitch do receive a polar bear decal. So that's like kind of more of a guaranteed way to get your hands on one, as well as an opportunity for me to say thanks. And I'm also going to try to roll it into a supporter benefit for the charity stream for Extra Life coming up in 2 weeks. So more info on that to come. But the code will appear in the bottom portion of the screen, and you just need to be the first to type it into the redeem a code section of planetside2.com or SOE.com. Or in-game in the depot. Apologies if that doesn't work for those of you watching on mobile or whatever. I try to be as fair as possible. And for what it's worth, when I give away the codes on my channel, I have a little bit more time. I use a randomizer in chat, and that offers up an additional opportunity for folks watching on mobile or or on lower quality settings or whatnot, to have an extra opportunity to try to get it. Here's some boogeyman kills. So I'm going to toss that in chat right now. I was hoping to find a NC ammo box around here. There we go. Keep an eye out for those. You won't see them on the map, but you'll see the little, you know, red ammo icon or whatever color your enemies might be. You can rearm at those, and it's definitely very, very helpful if you're not running engineer or if you don't have ammunition pouch. Without further ado, here's the code. Good luck, have fun. Many more to come, so don't be discouraged. Looks like we pushed out on this side as well. You can always check your map and see what the populations look like in the hex. And if it looks like this, even if there's 24 to 48 still somewhere, they're probably scattered. It's probably, you know, some vehicles far out in the corners if Sunder is pulling up. I would just go ahead and hit my redeploy and keep an eye out for something that looks better. ItZMuRdA Biolab, not quite yet, but potentially heating up. I'm going to check out Amherst first. Looks pretty quiet so far, and then back to the Indar alerts. Yeah, that's going to be probably the same disaster it was a little while ago. Abandoned NS though might not be too bad. ISA Southern, oh, that could be decent. They have a little bit more than we do. Mid-sized fight. Nice, Onyx, congrats, man. It's because you counted pumpkins for me. They knew you were going to win. I have a Titan Black as my graphics card, courtesy of NVIDIA, the way it's meant to be played. Thanks to them for that. I really do appreciate it. What link are we talking about? To my channel? Or something else? That's a bad idea. I want to get a knife off on this guy, but he's trying to snipe me. Yeah, wasn't worth it. I'm not playing on Ultra, I'm actually playing on high with some settings turned lower. But my graphics and my textures are on high. I think it's a pretty good balance of graphical fidelity as well as lack of clutter, plus high performance. Oh, gotcha. So the link that I put in chat to settings goes directly to my graphics settings, and ItZMuRdA.com goes directly to my stream page, where if you were to scroll down, you can find a vat of other, you know, useful info. But yeah, Ultra does look absolutely great, especially from like a cinematics standpoint. They did a really good job with making the game look awesome. And it'll run on Ultra by default on PlayStation 4, which should be coming out here in the next couple months. So that's pretty exciting stuff. For those of you who are console fans, be completely free to play over there, and you should see a release, or at least an open beta of sorts in the coming months. No official date yet. I will be playing on PS4. Even if just to get a hang of it, you know, learn the control scheme, be able to, you know, give advice and feedback to those of you playing on the console version, but I will always prefer the PC version. That'll be kind of where my home is at. But yeah, I'm not much of a graphic head. I much prefer the performance and things looking clean, with the exception of my taskbar. As always gets commented on. But The game does look really good for those of you who are huge visual buffs and want to turn it up. So about a couple minutes left in the show. I'm going to also probably as soon as we lose this base, assuming that we do in a minute when the timer runs out, gonna switch gears and kind of promote some of the other streams that happen here on a weekly basis or a nightly basis during the week. But anybody else has any questions in the meantime, feel free to throw them in chat real quick. Be happy to try to answer them. But I am always accessible on Twitter if that's your thing, on Google Plus if that's your thing, or Facebook, or on my own Twitch channel. I look at all of those pages, you know, like every hour of every day. So I try to respond as often as I can to messages and whatnot and questions, as well as be as helpful as I can in chat on my stream Tuesday through Saturday nights. For those of you who are familiar with my own stream schedule, you might be seeing some slight modifications to it starting tomorrow night, just to account for Future Crew and PS2 Farmers schedule, which will be nightly or weekly Tuesday and Thursday nights, as well as, you know, practices and scrims and whatnot for it. I think since it's going to vary by week and going to be hard to predict what I'm going to nice friendly C4. What I'm going to end up doing is just trying to stream, you know, 1 or 2 hours every night, Tuesday through Saturday, in addition to the show Monday night. And some Tuesdays and Thursdays and Wednesdays, I'm probably going to have to, you know, cut it a little short for a match or a scrim or something like that, but I'm going to still try to get you guys at least an hour on those nights, and then 2 hours as per usual on the other night. So we'll see how that goes. But without further ado, our time is just about up for this show, so did alright. Probably got a few mass kills. Yeah, 4 mass kills, 6 boogeyman kills. I wasn't trying super hard for them, but as you can tell, I mean, even over the course of 101 kills in this session, only 4 of them wearing masks. It's maybe about average, unfortunately. And hopefully more and more people are going to be getting masks here as we get closer to the end of the event, closer to Halloween, and whatnot. But it's been fun, if not frustrating at times. It's certainly been fun so far, and the pumpkin spawns are looking a heck of a lot better. Working on getting the 1,000 seeds on this character. I think I'm up to almost 700 for the Skull Noir, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully that'll all continue on my stream, you know, tomorrow. So feel free to check that out. But my stream aside, there are other wonderful things going on here on this channel. I'm going to switch gears real quick to the schedule page. So make sure you guys do tune into this. There is something every night of the week with more shows being added. So if you're a streamer or you know somebody that you'd like to see, especially streaming at different days and times, different time zones that are more appealing to you know, other regions in the world, try to, you know, see what you can do. Contact SOE or whatever, and get some folks you know, doing their own shows as well. The Inside the Player Studio is obviously no longer with T-Ray. It's kind of up in the air, last I heard, still, as far as whether it's going to continue with Bill Yates or just kind of be a sometimes we'll do a show but not every week sort of thing. So this is the graphic that I have from a couple weeks ago. I didn't actually make this. This is what SOE you know, supplied me with. But that may continue, may not continue. It's kind of on its hiatus, at least, with T-Ray leaving the company and Bill Yates getting settled back in to Planetside. Work in progress, same deal. Malorn was on a lot of those shows, but I'm assuming it will still continue with Devin or Xander or whatever. Maybe not every single week, but in some capacity. I just don't know all the details on that as for Tuesday. But Monday nights, you can always find me here, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. All of these times that you see on screen are Pacific Standard Time. And that's 9:30 p.m. Eastern. That was an hour ago. And then Tuesdays, in addition to Work in Progress, you've got Kudo Chop shows that I was talking about earlier. He's an amazing player. Be sure to tune into that, especially if you're, you know, a lone wolf solo type player or kind of interested in some more on that playstyle. And then Wednesday is the big lineup. Rel, one of the most popular Planetside YouTubers, always making great videos. Tune into his stream, Battle Rank Go, at 3 p.m. Pacific on Wednesdays. Followed most days, most Wednesdays of the week by Higby Please with Matt Higby, where he kind of goes over upcoming features and things like that. Occasionally he won't have a show if there's not a whole lot to show off, but that's always something great to tune into, so be sure to check that out as well. And then Sardis, I was talking about earlier, his outfit leading, platoon organizing and so forth with TRG Wednesday night to cap it off. And then Thursday morning, you've got Trees at a Limit with Elgars, and I haven't been able to tune in just because I'm always working at that time, but I do want to catch some of the VODs. That is, one of our EU-friendly time slots for those of you that aren't staying up till 5 in the morning to watch the other shows. But be sure to tune into that as well, especially if you're available in that time slot. And in addition to that, Friday you've got Attack on Araxes with Kid Riot at noon Pacific, more of a competitive analysis overview type of show, but really cool, especially if you're interested in kind of a more in-depth analysis of the game as a whole and the competitive scene, as well as just outfit operations and whatnot. And then good old hearted fun with Zoran the Bear and Bear Force 9, 6 p.m. Pacific Friday night. Zoran's another wonderful YouTuber, always very creative, making us laugh and whatnot. So be sure to tune into that as well. And that's about it for now. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate you hanging out with me. I will see you here next Monday night for L2PS2 episode 11. If you have any ideas for the show or anything you'd like to see on the show, anything for me to focus on, like we've done some specific Empire shows or the Halloween show or so on and so forth, let me know, drop me a line, and I will be glad to consider any of that. And you can also catch me at ItZMuRdA.com the other nights of the week, if there's a gap in between one of these wonderful shows that you've got on screen right now. So I will see you guys around regardless. Thanks again. Have a good one. And take care. Enjoy the Halloween event.